What's good? It's your boy Son Kēru. I'm crossing the street with Jim, Birdie, and Liz.
Made a profound nigga like me. I'm smoking for the stress, thankful that I'm blessed, thankful for the fact that God ain't finished with me yet.
Okay.
Bernie,
Hey.
how are you? Who's our new
Good.
friend that we just met today?
Son Kēru.
How are you, my friend?
I'm solid, man. Turtle shells.
I'm stoked to have you out here today. We're here today at Jason Lee Elementary, which is where I went and formed my formative days as a young Portlander. Birdie's meeting new friends,
I
flying
know,
friends.
it's like
facts.
coming at me.
Where'd you go to school at?
I was all over the place. So, elementary school, Sabin to Vernon to Ockley Green to Beach, just all over the place.
Portlander,
really.
you're a lifetime Portlander.
Yeah.
Lifetime Portlander. Love to hear that. How's the day going so far today? You got anything accomplished earlier today?
Yeah, today was interesting. You know, when we're working on the show and just networking and brainstorming about like ideas on how to make it most successful, and so just working with the whole team and like politicking about the ins and outs that goes into that. I think that's pretty creative.
September 28th is that show, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
we were already talking. If anybody watches Cross the Street, you know how fast we do this. Bing! I'm going to leave a space here for the flyer for my mans. It's not done yet, but I put him to the pressure to go home and get it done. He says he will. So we'll have the flyer for you right there.
Yes.
This is, again, how fast we move is pretty impressive sometimes. So
Yeah.
let's see if you can do the same thing with the flyer.
Crazy turnover. Challenge accepted. It gets a little difficult when everybody got their own ideas that they want on it, and you're like, okay, I hear you, and I hear you too, and I hear you three, but we got to come to a decision real quick because the people waiting.
And you're a big anime fan too.
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite anime character? I know nothing about this topic either.
So okay, look, it's a little controversial. My favorite main character in anime is between Monkey D. Luffy and Naruto, right?
Okay.
For specific reasons, Luffy is really animated and no pun intended. He's just really like he's a real savage. I can't lie. And in Naruto, he's just the underdog that you always kind of root for. And I grew up on Naruto. My adult years was One Piece, so it's like it's hard. It's hard, but my favorite anime of all time is Naruto, without a doubt.
I like how we got in contact. I had put a post up saying that, we were really looking for something more positive in our community with all the violence that we've had lately.
Yes, sir.
And you were quick to speak up and say, hey, I make that kind of music.
Yes, sir.
The music that we did get to listen to of yours is exactly that. It's very positive. It's very uplifting.
Thank you.
It really does contain zero negativity from the stuff I heard. So that's something you're doing intentionally, correct?
Yes, sir. It's for me, like I was writing poetry and all this since like, 6th grade, 7th grade, and I've never really been really too into the violence. I grew up with a lot of people like into that stuff, and I've always been trying to be like the good angel on the shoulder, like trying to like be advocating the homies like to fall back a little bit, but sometimes it don't work like that. So the only thing I can really do is just like write my perspective in my music, and I guess I've just been blessed to be able to articulate that in certain ways. So
quite the rapper. You really do put it together well. Great storylines.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
They let you in 4 or 5 Kings?
Legit urban apparel. Get you some.
Oh, okay.
Any way that you're going to have like full length album stuff coming out here soon? I know you pumped out a whole bunch recently though, right?
Yeah. So I have like a whole like collection of things that's like not dropped yet. I think I was up until recently, I think perfectionism was like my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? I wanted everything to be just right and be solid, but it's like I have a lot of music ready like just to drop in one solid form. Maybe not an album per se, because I don't know, the concept of albums kind of gets like
singles are hot anyway.
Yeah. So like my thing was just more trying to drop singles and then get like a buzz around my name, and then probably come out with the mixtape right before the summer ends, like September 28-ish, kind of around the show, just kind of make everything glue together.
Is this the first time you've thrown your own show?
Something kind of, yeah. So the first show that I actually threw was in 2017. We actually held it in my mom's basement. This was the night before my sister's long-term boyfriend was killed by the police. And we were just like, we just put something together. It was called Sauce, right? Supporting all underground creative energy.
Let's go.
And
All right.
what we did was, we had the speakers set up in the basement. We had some like fashion designers come through and sell their merch, and then we just, had it rock. And I picked like 5 of my favorite artists throughout the town, and they came through and they just did. They killed it,
Nice.
And then,
I love the house feel vibe. Is great.
Yeah. Who is your top 5
my top 5 Portland
that
artists.
you had? Yeah.
So at the time I had, I'm not sure they're still making music now, but I had my boy John Malone. He performed with Avery, of course Jordan Fletcher. I performed as well. I tried to get Shirty to perform, but Shirty was busy that night.
Young shirt man, but I ain't got a shirt out.
Hey, shout out my boy Shirty. It was. Damn. I know this sounds bad. I'm forgetting their names.
It's okay.
Well, they come and go.
Yeah, facts. There's like a lot of.
We got to give a special shout.
And Mall London.
Who? Mall London?
Yeah.
Okay. We got to give a special shout out today. It's our good friend Rajim the Block Bishop. Today is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the Block Bishop.
When is your birthday?
Yeah, when's your birthday?
November 21st. Yeah, I'm the last day of Scorpio. So.
Ooh.
Also,
see, my
first day,
I'm on the
first day
cusp, so I like
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius as well. I just kind of got into zodiac signs. I find it.
We saw
kinda
something
interesting.
really awesome on your link tree that could put a lot of businesses out of business. You can cure bipolar disorder with your music.
Yes.
Strong statement.
Definitely. Yeah, that's really how I stand on. I feel like so when you tap into like a certain version of yourself, you kind of realize that music can be used as like sonic therapy. And for me per se, like I remember back in my earlier days, we're gonna get real personal here. I struggled with a lot of like depression and like bipolar depression and stuff like that. And what really helped me, I guess, cure myself out of that mindset was like focusing into like the frequencies of certain sounds and just like understanding like how powerful words can be to actually like trigger like a different way of thinking to the point where you don't necessarily slip into some forms of mania. And that's kind of what I talk about in some of my unreleased music, which is probably why it's unreleased yet, because it's pretty heavy, like, and I gotta ease my way into it so people can be like, oh, okay.
In the short time that we had to wait for you before you showed up on time, by the way, thank you very much.
Punctuality is key.
We met a gentleman here named Gabe who works in mental health. So he was sharing some stuff that he does around town. So again, mental health being super important, and if you have music that can help people get over some things, then more power to you. Let's get that out there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely do. I think in a lot of times with like mental illnesses like that, it's like really hard for people to really be vulnerable and talk about it. And people think, oh, like I'm broken or I'm not right in the head if you maybe think a certain way, and and I'll just. Hopefully I can convey a message just like, nah, it's much deeper than what you think. Like, I feel like human beings have so much power like into them that there's an immense power that you can tap into if you really just like, do the work, the meditation, and just really put yourself around people who like love, admire, and respect you, and just you can do wonders, man.
You feed off those vibes, yeah.
Definitely. It's like we're all like a super conscious in a sense. You kind of get around people, let's say you can close your eyes and you just feel them next to you. That's like a form of like humanity that people don't really talk about, that we're all connected in certain type of ways. And when you get around certain people who are like vibrating to a certain way, and you really like resonate with them, like you can use their energy to really help you like heal. And sometimes, with certain music, people can like do that. Like,
speaking of music doing some healing, we have to give a special shout out to Rappy Dusky and PDX Radio. We got the locals only segment that he's put together for us on Wednesday. PDX Radio. Bing.
PDX Radio, it's your boy Big Rap. You are tuned in to Locals Only, brought to you by Cross the Street.
You can tap in with them and listen to all of the Portland local stuff here on Wednesday. So thanks to Rappy Dusky. Appreciate you, friend. They got a Foursquare thing over here.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or hopscotch. It's hopscotch, right?
I was kind of trash at hopscotch back in the day.
I just killed it. I just did a little one for Birdie that made her mind melt.
Yes, he was like flipping and twisting.
All right, let's see. What do you got, Birdie? Show us your show us your moves, Birdie.
Here's the 5 cents.
So there's your 5 cents.
I just found ye.
Okay.
And then you throw it on one.
or you roll
and
it onto the basketball
it didn't
court.
even make it, but it's okay. And you go do 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 do. Bow.
Let's see it, son. You're up. Let's go. What you got?
Oh, it's just
like What you that?
It's
got?
just like that little
Do-
footwork exercise.
Do I
Let's
gotta
see,
like
let's see.
roll anything? So if it
It's okay. Go ahead. Hey. Yeah.
that's how we do it. You know, I didn't realize it was that easy.
It's actually
Well,
really
how are you
fun.
supposed to really do that? Are you supposed to like throw the thing down?
Yeah,
and,
like a rock or something,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you skip the one that you throw it on. So it gets kind of difficult
Oh.
because when they have one and you have one, and then you can leave both of them. So you have to like miss two, you know, your rock and my rock, and then we'll be like, oh shoot, let me like.
Son, you still look as confused as I do.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds pretty confusing, which is why I probably didn't play hopscotch in middle school.
You
yeah.
just don't hop on the rock that you throw it on.
I was explaining one of my
Okay.
favorite things about this school when I was a kid in the 80s, of course. They would open up these gym doors when it was raining, and they would let us all out here to play underneath the covered area here.
Oh, that's fire.
The whole school would have like a giant kickball game inside. It was so awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, kickball was my sport. If they had a professional kickball league, I would have went into that.
They do. There's guys around town. We know some people actually. Dang it, I'm trying to think who it was. We know some people that have a kickball organization.
Swear to goodness.
So we'll have to link you up with that.
Yeah, I might do that, like that or Foursquare because
Foursquare League?
Yeah, I'll smack some folks off in Foursquare.
Ooh, we should have brought the ball.
That one's hard though, right? This is the one.
That's the one where you're like,
Yeah.
you know, you got people who be putting like weird stipulations on how they like serve the balls and stuff like that.
No
like,
spinnies and all that.
yeah.
That was
Black
the
magic.
wall ball. That was the wall too. People used to get punished on that wall.
Oh yeah, wall ball was definitely one of them. Wall ball was not for the weak. I will say that. You had to be a certain type of person to come into those games. You know,
To get to the-
in tetherball, I'm not gonna
Ooh,
lie.
tetherball was pretty hard too.
Yeah. I'll get off in tetherball.
I like tetherball too.
I was really short. Well, I'm still short, but like I was really, really short in elementary school, and I always try to play against the bigger kids, and they would always like just grab the rope of the ball and just yank that around, and I'd lose instantly, and nothing I could do. So I gave up on it altogether.
You got any vacation plans or anything? You gonna be traveling about now that the world's kind of semi back open again?
So my first order of business is I got to get my passport. Because, you know, school's starting up again. I'm a major in creative writing and minor in Japanese. And that I'm going to study abroad at one point and go out to Tokyo.
You're studying Japanese?
Yeah. I'm really into the Japanese culture.
So you can like speak a sentence?
A little bit, like if I was introducing myself, I'll be like, Watashi na no mae wa Son Kēru desu. And then I'll be like, oh, no mae wa is like your name. Kokoro non desu ka is like, how much is this or what's that? Some stuff like that. You
Look
know?
at the big brain. All right.
I be trying, like, you know, I was just with a friend the other day. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they were like, bro, you're really like well self-researched. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. I just be like looking up stuff and like I'm like self-taught. So I started teaching myself how to speak Japanese like through watching like YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then at one point I was like, you know what, if I'm about to go back to school and like finish up everything, I should probably just minor in another language because that's what I want to do.
That's really impressive to take on the studious nature to even learn what you learned. I mean,
I watch a lot of anime and I'll be kind of feeling salty that I can't just like look down and know what they're saying sometimes. So I think that would help a lot.
you know, that's funny you say that because the little bit of Spanish that I understand, it's helpful.
Goes a long way. It really does. I think Spanish is probably the second language I'm gonna learn because, like, if you don't know Spanish in this day and age, you're kind of like you in a world of trouble, low key.
We're lucky. Liz from logistics is multilingual, so we get lucky there. Mr. Mitchell himself, past guest, has been putting himself through the courses to learn Spanish as well. So there are people out there trying.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, we ran through about 15 minutes pretty quick. You want to give some special love, shout-outs, PSAs on the way out of here before we wrap this up?
A shout out to Mono Kota for allowing me to host a potential amazing event. Shout out to y'all across the street here for having me, for real, and like checking out my music. And, you know, shout out to everybody who is doing the work on themselves, you know, knowing that life is hard. We're all going through hard times right now, and y'all just keeping your head up and you just really continue to work and grow as individuals. I I might not see you, but I feel you. You know what I'm saying? And I just thank y'all for just being great people.
Love the positive vibes. Oh, Birdie, should we do it? It's 1, 2, 3. Sneaker check.
Sneaker check.
What do we got today? Ooh.
Danny's dude.
Ooh.
No,
If you do watch-
yours.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
yours.
what I
I
said.
just do it too, just in case.
Okay. Well,
If you
yeah.
do watch the show enough, we do bring everybody a gift as on behalf of the Across the Street staff here. We got your own official Cross the Street tee, so you can flex that around town. Let
okay,
everybody know
okay.
you've been on the show.
Oh yeah.
Great time getting to know you, my friend. I really
this
look
is
forward.
fire.
Really look forward to seeing what else you can come up with here in the future. Best of luck in the Flip and Flow Challenge too. I saw you participate
Yes.
in that.
I actually have to submit my verse today.
Let's go. Get that in today. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I've been running all over the place. So
I slacked
definitely.
on the flip portion of it. I played with it for a little bit and got sidetracked. And
I almost did that too. I was like it was like 11:59. I was like, oh, well, not 11:59. It was like 11:50, and I was like, damn it, let me like hurry up.
it was a
and do
tough
something.
sample. It was a tough
Yeah,
sample.
it really was,
Yeah, it was a
man.
tough
Like
sample.
it was like it's a really good song, right? But it was like just trying to find a certain spot that's just like unique to.
There was just a couple bars at the end, I feel like, that were open for some musical stuff, a lot of vocal stuff. I've heard some of the submissions that turned out really nice.
Yeah, the one that I chose to rap to, it was like, I was like, damn. It was I did like a live video, like talking about it and you know letting people sample it. But it was it was hard. It was hard. The way they flipped it was crazy.
Let's bring it in across the street on 3.
1, 2, 3. Cross the street.
Thanks again for your time, friend. Cheers.
Cheers.